Yeah, go ahead.
Taylor Nicholson.
Okay.
Taylernicholson.
Okay, and your service?
T-R-E-R-R-H-O-D-E-S.
How's the last name?
Rhodes.
Roltz?
R-H-O-D-E-S.
Okay. Do you guys both live in Las Vegas then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I guess just tell me your thoughts. I mean, this is 2 days now without your son. I mean, what's going through your mind?
We're devastated and hoping for the best of his safe return, and just saying our prayers and hoping that God's looking out for him and that he's not in any type of distress or danger. We just want our baby back as soon as possible in the best condition possible.
And your thoughts?
Going to the amount that the father's saying that his sister didn't come get him. And if that's really the case, then where's my son?
I mean, it seems to be, yeah, I mean, there's different stories floating around out there. I mean, can you just explain to me what you think happened? Or
He had got a knock on the door at 6 in the morning from a lady representing herself as Giorgio's sister. And then situation process, he's trying to call me to figure out what's going on. And I'm asleep in Colorado and I wasn't able to answer in time. So as he's packing the bag, she grabs the baby and runs out the apartment. By the time he's able to try to find where she went, she was nowhere to be seen.
So you think this was the father's sister who
Yes.
came?
To my knowledge, yes.
And what is her name?
Jasmine Stovall.
Okay, and his sister. And why would she come there?
I'm not sure. They knew the area where we lived, but they never knew the apartment, so they stalked us until they were able to find where the baby was.
Why would she take him?
Because the dad wanted to be the father of the child's life.
He didn't want to see him getting raised by me and her. He wanted to be in his child's life with the rest of his kids. Apparently, he has a house. He has a stable foundation with 4 other more children, and the only missing piece was Amari.
I've always tried to be the cordial parent, has never not allowed him to see him or contact him. I've just always told him, as long as you put in the effort to be in the child's life and show that you're trying to be the father, then that's fine. But he wasn't doing that. He wouldn't reach out, wouldn't call. It would always just be a message and once in a blue moon. It was never consistent, never like he really wanted to do that. And then we had an argument on Monday, and then he did this on Wednesday.
So, you're saying that she came and took him. Has anybody talked to her at this point?
Police talked to her. We've called. They're denying everything. They've been searched, and he's nowhere to be found. So we're just waiting till he shows up somewhere.
So she's saying that I didn't take him,
Yes.
right? So who do you know who went there with him in the first place then?
What do you mean?
The hotel. Who took Amari to the hotel? Was he?
What hotel?
It wasn't. Weren't they staying at the Emerald Suites?
Yeah.
Yes, that's where we live.
That's where you live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm confused. So
We lived at the Emerald Suites, and nobody knew which apartment or whatever, so they stood outside watching to see where we were.
okay.
And then that's when they realized, they finally saw Amari and saw him with him, and then that's when they came knocking on the door.
So who was at the Emerald Suites that day then?
He was left with Terrell.
With you? Okay. That's what I thought. And so, can you just explain what were you guys doing prior to, or what were you doing in the morning?
Before that occurred, we had just woke up. I had just fed him breakfast, and I was in the room on my phone at this time, laying down. He's in there playing with his toys, and all of a sudden there's a knock on the door, and it was a woman saying that she was her baby daddy's sister.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she was there to pick up my stepson.
Uh-huh. And
So,
did you know her? Do you know her?
I'd never seen any sides of her baby daddy's family.
So
I
you didn't know this
never
woman?
recognized her.
So then what happened?
So then I go to proceed to, okay, I'm going to pack him a bag up, pack some of his belongings and go. And when that happens, I turn around to call her to tell her if this are this true? Was this really prearranged?
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm doing that, she says she don't need anything for my stepson. They got everything they need for him, and basically just took off.
So you gave? Did she take him then at that point?
At that, she just basically said she got everything that she needs for him, and just left.
Now, but you didn't know her though, correct? You never seen her. So you didn't? Did you not know this person you're letting take Amari away?
I mean, from my knowledge, I already was told like someone was going to stop by, somebody was going to, but I never knew who. So I still had that in my head that somebody was coming by.
Who said somebody was going to come by?
That's what I was notified from my girlfriend prior to those days leading up.
Okay, so did you tell him that somebody was going to come by and get him?
I never said anybody was coming to get anybody. It was, but I did say somebody would be by. So with that being planted in his head, he
That's what I took that as. That's
took
what
it as she was there for Amari.
So who do you think actually what came to the door and took him away then? Do we even know?
We know, and police are investigating everything and doing the best of what they can to try to reach out to everyone and try to find him wherever he is.
And I'm sorry, just so I'm clear then, who do you think came to the door that day and took him away?
His sister.
His sister, okay. So do you think indeed that was the sister who came that day
Yes.
to take the, okay. And what did she say to you? I mean, did you talk to her?
The only words that we had were that she was there to pick up my stepson, and that she already had talked to my girlfriend about it. So when I turned around to go pack his bags up, get his few belongings together,
Mm-hmm.
she already said that she didn't need anything. They had everything for him, and that was it.
So you didn't even give him all of his things and stuff then,
She didn't
correct?
take anything.
She didn't take anything from you guys, okay. So now, did you okay the sister to come and get him?
No. But his family never knew where we lived. They knew the area, but not the apartment number. And I never spoke to anyone giving the okay for anyone to come and take him or have him or anything. They just showed up uninvited.
Okay. So you never told him that she was coming?
No.
But did you tell him somebody was coming?
Yes.
But did you tell him who was coming?
No.
No. So did you know exactly who was coming? You didn't know? Okay.
When she arrived, that's the first thought I had in my head was, oh, so this was the someone, I guess, that was coming.
Okay. And sorry, just so I'm clear, I'm sorry I keep asking redundant questions, but so are you saying that the sister never had permission to come and get him?
Correct.
She just came and took him?
Yes.
Okay. And have you talked to her lately? So I think you just told me that.
No, I haven't spoken to him or to his family in a year and a half. That was the first time that Giorgio went to prison 3 years ago for abusing me while I was pregnant. And he got released last year around August, and he visited him 2 days while he was in town, and that was the only time Giorgio's ever met and seen Amari.
Okay.
So his family, that was the first time they had seen him, was the one day of the visit. They haven't been to contact me, they haven't showed any emotion towards this. They haven't contacted me to get the story. They haven't contacted me to see where he is.
Mm-hmm.
They're not telling me anything. And then he sends a video into the newscasting, and he's smiling in the video. He's not showing any type of emotion, like as if he's really a concerned parent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he just wants the publicity from it.
So my understanding is he hasn't seen Amari much.
No.
Is what we were told.
I've been present.
You've been here, okay. So if he really hasn't been around, why do you think now all of a sudden he wanted to be around Amari?
We've always had, like I said earlier, I've always tried to be the cordial person, try to co-parent and whatnot. If he reaches out to me, I respond back. He's asked to see him a few times, but we haven't been able to make that arrangement work out yet. So he has asked to see him before. He has asked for him to come out there. He asked to have him for Christmas, and we had already booked plans before he had asked, so we weren't able to make that happen. So he has tried to, but like I said, he doesn't put in any effort into trying to, be a father in his life. So I'm not going to send my son to a complete stranger when, I've been through that, and I'm trying to give my son the best life that he can and not have to go through the things that I did in my childhood. So I'm telling him, be more involved, FaceTime more so he can recognize you, so he can get an idea of who you are. And he never wants to do that. He expects everyone to do what he says on his time.
Let me back up just for a second. So when they came over, you said you called her, right? And you didn't talk to him right away?
No, I was still asleep, so my phone, I didn't hear the first few calls until it was already too late.
And when was it? How long was it when she came and took Amari till you actually finally talked to her?
It wasn't that long. Probably like a minute.
Oh, it just quick
I called
then.
repeatedly.
Okay.
Until she answered the phone.
And then what did you do after she left with him?
I went running around the complex, just trying to search for any type of whereabouts or if I see anything.
So so when you finally did get a hold of her, what did you tell her?
I asked her, was anybody supposed to come get him? Was that who she was talking about when she said someone's going to be by?
And what did you say?
No.
I was in panic mode, and I told him no.
Okay, so now you're thinking, okay, I was not supposed to probably do that, or whatever the case, and then so you started running around, looking around. Can you tell me more about that?
There's nothing. I was running around, and found nothing, seen nothing. They were already gone.
He never handed the baby off to anybody. She took him.
So there was no reason to look. Now, when did you call police? Did you call when?
Right after.
And what did they tell you?
They came out, and it was a misunderstanding, said it was a civil matter, and stopped the pursuit of a missing child until I arrived into town at 3. And, plane landed at 2:30, so I made it home around 3. And that's when they started the actual investigation.
So when did you leave to go to Colorado?
I left on Friday.
About what time?
About 4.
4. Did you fly or drive?
Flew.
Flew. And what time did the plane leave, ish?
Like around 3:50.
3:50. And what airline was it?
Frontier.
Frontier. Okay. And tell me again why you were in Colorado.
My mom got attacked by a dog, and the dog ate her ligaments, chewed her foot up, and she needed surgery she was in surgery for 2 hours and got over 60 stitches in her foot.
Okay.
And so she's crippled on a scooter, can't walk, can't do anything. So I went out there to help take care of her.
And so you got there on Friday, correct?
Correct.
At what time did you get in? I'm sorry.
I got in around 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Okay. And then you stayed there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right?
Yeah, Wednesday's when I came back out here when I heard what happened.
And what time did the plane leave on Wednesday and get back here?
It left at 1:30 and it got here at 2:30.
2:30. Was it Frontier
Yes.
again? Okay. And I mean, what were you doing all this time after he told you this? I mean, were you just freaking out, or what were you?
Panic mode, freaking out, crying, screaming, just my baby's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm hundreds of miles away and I can't go out and look for him. So I'm rushing, driving to the airport. My mom lives in the country, so it's a 2.5-hour drive to the airport. So I'm speeding through all these little hick towns trying to hurry up to get to the airport because my baby's missing.
Yeah.
And I need to hurry up and get home.
Yeah. And what would you say to Amari? I mean, she's out there watching and it's TV, or the sister's watching, or whoever's. What would you say to him?
If anybody got him, bring him back. If anybody know anything, let us know.
Mommy and Daddy loves him, and we hope that he's okay and playing happy, and we're gonna bring you home soon.
I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, it just must be to not have the little boy. I mean, anybody who has a child would just be going, "What the heck?"
It's
You know?
sickening. He's a little mini human. He's 2, he's defenseless and has no say so. He can't defend himself. He can't, say I'm done here and I'm coming home. He can't walk. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
And to do this to a child is disgusting. When in reality, all you needed was communication.
And I know that a lot of people there's a lot of things being said. There's probably some rumors floating around. There's all probably kinds of crazy talk happening. People might start pointing the finger at your boyfriend or maybe even you. I mean, what would you say if that starts to happen? What would your response be to that?
It's inaccurate. It's a bunch of strangers just reading comments and not understanding the situation, not understanding the background, and just trying to put their 2 cents into it when it's all inaccurate. All this negative, hateful energy of pointing fingers at me and him can be put into trying to find our baby and bring him home instead of causing more drama. I mean, we're hurting enough. We're all distraught over this. We're a complete mess, breaking down. And reading all these things and seeing all these hateful things is not helping the situation at all. If we knew where our son was, we would bring him home.
Is there anybody in the family pointing the finger at you at this point? Have you heard anybody talking bad about you?
His side of the family, of course. We've never had the best relationship, even when me and baby daddy was together. His family didn't like me because I was white and didn't approve of our relationship. And so it's always been bad blood in the family, especially after he went to prison. They blame me for it when really it was his actions. He was the abuser, not me. His own actions put him there.
And lastly, and I'm sorry I'm going to ask you this again, but can you say who you think was going to come and get him? You told your boyfriend that somebody was going to come and get him. Who was that?
I never said anyone was going to come and get him. It was, like I said, it was a misunderstanding. The only person that I would have sent over there would be my grandmother.
Okay. And so you didn't tell him, hey, someone's coming at some point.
I said somebody would be pulling up and I'll let you know when, but I never said for what or anything. It was a misunderstanding. We had our little disagreement and I'm poking the bear, he's poking the bear back, and so I let out the comment, and coincidentally it matches the situation that we're in.
Because that's going to be confusing to people. People are going to hear that. Well, I told you that somebody might be coming, but I'm not really,
We just had a disagreement. He was distraught that I was gone, and he wanted me to come back home and, be with my family. And I had told him that, I needed to take care of my mom for the moment. And so he was just upset about it and was, emotional over it. And
are you talking your boyfriend or the dad?
my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend, okay.
My boyfriend was emotional that I wasn't in Vegas anymore, that I was in Colorado, that he was upset that I had left him.
Okay. And so did you say that meaning, somebody's going to come get him because I'm mad at you and I'm just going to take him?
No.
No, I mean just, okay.
Just, if he needed help or if, to come get some more of my stuff. Or
Okay.
I never intended for anyone to come and get him home.
Okay. And can you just kind of clarify that? I mean, again, I know that people are going to hear that and say, well, she's saying this and saying that. I mean, so you didn't tell, what exactly did you tell him? Who was going to come or who wasn't going to come?
When me and Terrell had our disagreement of me being gone, I had texted back and said that somebody will be by and I'll let you know when. But I never clarified for what, for who, for anything. And I never even contacted anybody to come get him or, nothing. And so when she did show up, he had that in the back of his head, so he thought that's what I meant when I never gave permission to anybody to come and take him.
And why did you say that? Because you were upset?
We were both upset, and just he pokes the bear, I poke the bear back.
Okay. And you're talking about your boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, this whole story, it sounds confusing, it sounds like we're lying, it sounds like, it's a whole... It's just a big confusion. Right. And the circumstances of everything else, it makes it look that way too. But Terrell loves Amari like he's his own. He's been the one who's been taking care of Amari. Amari loves Terrell just as much as he does. If you ask Terrell, he'll sit here and tell you that Amari has his DNA. That's how far he really feels that that's his son. And at this point, you can't sit here and say anything negative for a man to be taking care of another man's baby. You know, he's sitting here doing the job himself when Giorgio could have been doing that, but he chose not to.
Okay. So the intent of that comment was you were upset, and were you trying to kind of hurt him at the point? You said, I poked the bear, he poked the bear.
You know, you're in a relationship, you know everything about the person. You've been around them so long, you know their flaws, you know their you know what makes them happy, what doesn't. So we're sitting here arguing, and you know we take it a little too far sometimes.
But you know, people are going to say, well, my gosh, why did he give the child to somebody he really didn't even know?
He never handed the baby off to anybody. She was standing in the door frame. It's a weekly, so it's all open floor plan and whatnot. So he had turned his back to go pack the bag and call me. And at that point, when he was calling me, I was asleep, so I couldn't hurry up and answer. So she grabbed Amari because he's running around playing with his toys. She grabbed him and said she didn't need anything and rushed out the house. So by the time that I had answered, he ran downstairs and she wasn't in the parking lot. She wasn't on the property. They were already gone.
Oh, so what floor were you on?
We're on the third floor.
You're on the third floor. Okay, so were both of them up on the third floor? Amari and your boyfriend were both up there. And when did she take him? When he was upstairs, or was he somewhere else?
Upstairs. They were in the apartment the whole time. She stood in the door frame when she took him.
Okay, and then when did he see her take him?
Yes.
And then he didn't say anything because he thought somebody was coming, correct? And then they just left.
He was just trying to call me and understand what was going on because he was clueless as well.
Yeah.
So by the time that I had answered, the 1-2 minutes later, it was too late.
Okay. And did he see what kind of car she was driving or anything like that?
Nope.
Do you think that he shouldn't have given him to her?
He never gave her.
So she just took him, is what you're saying. He didn't physically say, here you go.
No, he wasn't even able to give her any of his belongings. She took him and left.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else that you want to say? What else did I miss, or what do you think is important for people to know?
I mean, Giorgio's sitting over here posting pictures of him and Amari together when those pictures was the one and only time that he ever met him. And that was a whole year and a half ago. And now they're posting a bail, or not a bail, they're posting a reward and sitting here denying that they have Amari, sitting here pointing fingers at us when, you know, if Terrell didn't even know that he had any siblings or knew any about his family background, why would he make up saying that his sister took him when he didn't even know that he had a sister? And Terrell didn't give the baby to nobody. Somebody came and took him. He, like I said, he loves Amari like he's his, and he's a complete mess over this. I'm a complete mess over this. We just want to bring our baby home.
Right.
And so, you know, we're asking for the public to just share the post on Facebook, share the news things, and let the word be out so everyone can be on the lookout for where Amari is, and if they see Amari, and to hurry up and bring him home because his family misses him.
Have you talked to police lately? I mean, what are they telling you? What are you telling them at this point?
I mean, I'm giving the police everything of our knowledge of what's going on, our knowledge of where he could be at, and they're writing everything down, looking into everything, and they're doing the best that they can, and we're just trying to help influence them into looking into the right direction.
Okay, and do you think they're doing enough at this point? Or?
I feel like they could be doing a lot more. I mean, he was missing for 8 hours and nobody was looking for him because of a misunderstanding over the phone when they could have just made another phone call and verified.
So do you think they should have looked more right away and started a search at right when you called?
Yes.
Okay. And anything else you want to say to people, or any other thoughts that you have?
I just want him back. I just want him back where he need to be, back with us. Like, people is making this a finger pointing game, and this is not a finger pointing game. My son is really missing, and that side of the family saying that they don't know where he is or what's going on. So it's it's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm gonna just jump in. Did you guys call? I know that the aunt apparently is the one who called us, right? Did you guys call any media?
No, we weren't able to. We were dealing with police from.
Ever married or just?
No, we were just in a relationship.
When did you like start going out with him? How long ago?
We were together 4th of July of 2018. Amari was born. Be a father now. But I told him that I wasn't going to take him to him until Amari was able to recognize who he was.
So he needed to do more things before you would trust him.
I chat with Amari, and then I said, okay, cool. And then once we go from there, we can work towards visits or whatnot. I mean, he lives 6.5 hours away. I'm not going to just go drop my son off at a stranger's house.
Mm-hmm.
And something happened and I'm 6.5 hours away and can't get to him.
Okay. So you chatted, you talked, he said he wanted
Every day, and I said, that's fine, and he said, okay, so we're on the same page, and we'll go from there. And then he just took things into his own hands.
So he wanted, but did you ever do anything with him?
No, because I was out of town, I didn't have a
Oh yeah, of course, okay. So you were talking about when you came back.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I didn't take anybody. I had nothing to
find
do with
it
that.
disgusting because Amari doesn't know anybody. He's distraught. He's in a house full of people that he doesn't know who they are, and he doesn't know where his mommy and daddy are. And for this man to have Amari in hiding and not sitting here letting us know anything, like, at least let me know my baby's okay.
At least.
But we're not even getting that. You're not telling me that he's safe. You're not telling me that he's not harmed. You're not telling me that he's okay. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He needs medicine, and he's not able to get that.
What does he take medicine for?
He has asthma.
Oh, okay. Did you have the asthma?
Yes, and he has a
and they didn't
broke
take
out
it?
and he has a rash on his neck, and got medicine for his rash. He needs that.
He tried packing everything.
Okay. And they didn't even take it. And when she grabbed him, you didn't say anything? You say, hey, wait, or here's the bag, or wait, don't take him, or anything like that? What?
She basically just did that before I can say or do anything. I was already a step in the room, ready to on the phone with her and trying to pack a bag at the same time.
Yeah, but again, your understanding was somebody was coming to get him, so they just took him, and that was it.